Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to be talking about genetics and how, you can overcome your genetics to an extent, obviously, but what strategies can you really utilize in order to take your physique to the furthest level that you can take it, okay? So the first thing is dialing in your nutrition. A lot of people overlook this step, okay? Nutrition is where you're going to make the most progress at the end of the day, okay? You can have the best training structure, best sleep. I think nutrition, I could comfortably say, is the most important component of actually taking your physique to the furthest level, okay? So dialing in your nutrition, you know, knowing when to eat, knowing what to eat, knowing the proper macros to eat, and being consistent with that over a long period of time is going to deliver superior results. Okay, so for example, let's say you're 160 pounds. Okay, I would be having 160 to 170 grams of protein a day. Okay, the carbs and fats can vary. Just as long as you're in the calorie range, that doesn't really matter. Some people respond better on higher carbs. I would say comfortably most people respond better on higher carbs and kind of lower to moderate fat, okay? But again, those don't really matter. You could alternate those and play around with them a little bit as long as you're just in the calorie range, okay? So nutrition should be prioritized. And again, another point, try to have stuff that's gone through the least amount of processing, okay? You don't want to be eating stuff that's processed and, could potentially do something bad to your health, okay? We're trying to stay healthy and, just don't want to mess up our health, essentially, okay? So that's the first thing, your nutrition. The second thing, the training structure, okay? The training structure plays a very, very important role because a lot of people have their own weaknesses, okay? Maybe someone has, a lacking back, lacking chest, lacking shoulders, whatever it might be. Whatever is your, I guess genetically worst point or worst muscle, you should prioritize that muscle, okay? So maybe if it's increasing the frequency, increasing the volume on it, these are things that I would do, okay? Maybe starting it at the beginning of the week, starting your weak point, okay? So you put the most energy towards that, whilst the other stronger points can just kind of take a back seat, okay? That's what I would do. So for example, for me, legs for me are a bit of a weak point. So maybe train legs more frequently, pick exercises where I really feel like I could get the best connection with my legs. Slowing down the tempo. I don't know if I mentioned this, increasing volume. All these things over time are going to help grow my legs and actually make them stronger, okay? These are the things and the techniques I would use to actually develop that muscle group and take it to the next level, okay? So I would do that on top of even tracking your numbers, tracking the weights that you hit on a weekly basis, okay? So, for example, you're doing 225 on squat for 10 reps, 3 sets. The following week, you want to go to maybe 230 or 235. You want to get 8 to 10 reps, okay? Like you're tracking your numbers essentially, okay, which is going to help. It's going to be a big indicator of whether you're making progress or not. So write down your stuff too. And again, tempo, all these things, frequency are all going to make a big impact on the lacking muscle group. The third thing, and this might just be, not super detailed or anything like crazy special, but it takes time to put on muscle tissue. For some people, it might just come on just like that, okay? Like some people just pick up dumbbells for a couple months and do whatever. They don't track anything and they just put on muscle. Like their bodies are meant to hold on to a lot of muscle and build it very quickly, okay? there is a bigger group of people that don't necessarily respond that fast, okay? Like, it could take a really long time to put on muscle, okay? So you just have to give it time. You have to do things right for the most part, okay? Try to, keep your nutrition good, keep your weightlifting good. There's got to be structure to what you're doing, okay? And I hate to say this, but a lot of people that are like, oh, my genetics, you're just not giving it enough time, okay? You're like on and off, you're good for a few months and then you fall off the wagon. You don't want to do that, because then you're not making consistent progress. You're going to stop making consistent progress, okay? So you have to keep on going and going and going, okay? You have to figure out a way to structure your routine to be able to keep on going and going and going. You have to be able to hold up with it, okay? And that's what I tell most people. I don't think it's a case of bad genetics. It could be, obviously, but even if you do have bad genetics, you got to stick with it. You have to stick with it for a very long time, okay, to really see some like crazy results. That's what I tell a lot of people, okay? So that is that. And the last point is sleep and rest and recovery, okay? A lot of people, when they go to the gym, they're like, I gotta do freaking 30 sets of whatever, freaking back or chest or whatever it might be. And they think, it's like a spiritual thing. Oh, the more I'm doing, the better I'm gonna get. I gotta really do that. You don't have to do nearly as much as that, okay? A lot of people don't understand that. And when you're following a crazy workout program like that, I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to keep up with it. Okay, it's just too much. It's too much. Okay, you don't need someone like whatever bodybuilder that does 30 sets. You don't need their workout program. You need a workout program that works for you and for your needs, okay? And, people, they'll do all these sets and just drive themselves through the ground, okay? If you're a beginner, that's not going to help you. You're actually just going to give up just like that, okay? That's going to hold you back, believe it or not, okay? So I wouldn't suggest a beginner doing crazy volume, not even intermediate. Even for me, I've been training for a long period of time. I don't even do 30 sets per muscle per week, okay? That's just insane to me. Even 20, that's like the upper limit. That's like, okay, this is too much. If I'm doing 20 sets per week, which is very rare, I'm not doing that for more than a week. There's no way. So, start low to middle-ish volume, okay? And see how that works out, okay? Because you don't need all that to grow. What matters is that, are you getting stronger? Are you is there intensity in the sets that you're doing, okay? These are the things that actually matter. And that's what you're going to see the results. Those are where the real results come from. Lifting a little bit heavier each session. Of course, it's not going to be linear growth, but, you get the idea. You want to be over a long period of time, weights are increasing, okay? These are the things that are really important and what's going to take your physique to the next level, okay? If you're a beginner, I would suggest, okay, this is a little off topic from what we're talking about, but if you're a beginner, okay, number one, you just begin, so you don't even know if you have bad genetics or good genetics, okay? Number two, I would do, a decent amount of sets, nothing crazy, but just a decent amount of sets on like machines or something to kind of learn how to engage the muscles. Okay, this is the base of what you're doing. You need to know how to engage the muscles that you're working, okay? And just get the repetition down of that, okay? Once you really understand how to do that, then you could kind of manipulate the volume, lower it maybe and start increasing the weights, and then over time increase it, accordingly, okay? So That's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. It was it was kind of a short one, but again, it's a lot of this stuff. It could be, I could be repeating it a lot, but it is a lot of the same thing, just doing it over and over and over. I feel like people want a different answer to the problem, but this is the answer to the problem. Okay. So again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.